I saw my first client when I was like 18 years old, just out of high school. Didn't have a clue really like what I was gonna do when it comes to like college. I didn't want to pursue college or anything like that. I knew for a fact I wanted to scale an agency. Um, but yeah, when I was 18, saw my first client with my agency. It was like I'm pretty sure it was like a necklace brand, like a kind of like a beads brand. It was like an ecom brand. And I remember back in the day when I signed that first client, nothing really compared to that. Not, a 10K month, a 20K per month, 30K, 40K per month. Like nothing really um, quite feels like that first client. Like that feeling, for those who can relate, no matter if it's like a $1,500 client too or like $100 client, that first invoice just feels so amazing. Like it's glorious. So that happened right after high school. And I remember, like, when it comes to like college and everything, um, my family just really wanted me to pursue college, and it just wasn't for me. Honestly, a lot of the people that were in my like friend group, they were pursuing college. I think they were like in their second year of college, and I would kind of like I wouldn't say envy them, but almost be like, wow, like they're kind of growing something, and I'm not. I'm pretty much just at home, kind of like doing nothing. But throughout those years, like ever since I was in seventh grade, I knew for a fact I was gonna scale an agency. I think I was like what, like 12 years old, 13 years old, stumbled across a Ty Lopez course. You guys probably know it, the the Here in My Garage video. But yeah, I stumbled across that and I bought the course. I think it was like $158, $58 or whatever. It wasn't even my money. Like it was my parents my parents' money. They took that leap of faith in me, and I just remember like going through all the videos, all the modules and stuff like that, and just like taking notes, like a ton of notes, ton of notes. And I wouldn't really like actually take action on it. I was just kind of like ingraining the information. So as I was doing that, um, I went to I think I invested into another course. I don't know how long after, but it was like within like a 3 year gap. But I know it was like Iman Gaji's course, and that was when I think I was like 18 years old. Yeah, I was like 18 years old or 17, something like that. Same kind of deal. Just learned a lot, but didn't actually take action on it. I think I booked like one sales call. I'm not saying that his course is bad. A lot of people made a lot of money off of his course, but I just didn't take action. I was kind of like stuck in analysis paralysis, let's say. But it came to a point when I was 18 that I knew I needed to take action. I was kind of tired of just waiting on a perfect time. A lot of you guys are, if you're a beginner, you guys are waiting for a perfect time to take action. When a perfect time is created, when you take action, you're supposed to create opportunities. You're supposed to create luck. Some might say, or honestly, I say as well, like God is the one that steers a ship. He doesn't row it. You're the one that is supposed to take action. He kind of steers your actions and stuff like that. But I was fed up. I knew I needed to take action and not wait for a certain time to actually scale something up. My parents were, or my mom specifically, was like, okay, you're not in college. You're supposed to be in college right now. Um, so, like, what's going on? Like, you said you're going to scale this business up. Like, honestly, guys, I was pretty lazy. Just, like, being, like, completely honest. I'm a pretty lazy kid. Played video games a lot. It was a lot of, like, Call of Duty, Rainbow Six Siege. What else was I playing? Probably Minecraft, GTA 5. I was, like, ranked 135 on GTA. Like, did those, like, money glitches. I was all over the place. I was playing that game, pretty intensely. But it came to a point where like I did need to change things. I was in courses, like I said, not actually taking action, just kind of like, yeah, I'm trying to start an agency, but at home after school I wouldn't work on anything. So it came to a point where my mom was like, okay, you're not in college this semester, like you have to go to college. And I remember telling her, like, just give me one more semester. Give me one more semester. I'm gonna scale my agency. I was in a course, like I said, Iman Gaji. So I told her, one more semester, and I'll show you that this is real. I think I took action, but honestly, like, same deal. I wasn't taking that much action. I was pretty much stuck in the same spot, like doing nothing. And I was like, dang, like I just wasted a whole semester. I just wasted my breath telling my mom I was gonna scale something when I didn't. So, I told my mom, like, yeah, you're right. Let's just go to college. Like, I'm not taking action. But I still had that spark. I still had that, let's say, like, delusion, because honestly, like, it kind of is delusion to not take action, but really believe something very, very strongly from seventh grade all the way from when you're 18 years old. Um, so I agreed. I told her, like, okay, I'll go to college. But I still had that spark, like I said. So I invested into a mentorship, you know, like a one-to-one program. It wasn't a course this time. It was a one-to-one, mentorship, and it was all online. And so was college. College was like online because it was like 2020 back then, where like the classes were like all online. So I remember my mom would kind of go in my room. She's like, "Oh, how's school?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's good," knowing damn well that I didn't even know how to find a class online. Like the whole time she thought I was in class taking a test, I was taking sales calls. Like I was actually taking action this time. It was 2020. I think it was like maybe, let's say, like June, July 2020, maybe even August, something like that. I just remember it was like 2020. Or if not 2020, 2021. I think it's 2021. But anyways, I was actually taking action this time. I was helping, you know, e-com brands. It was kind of all over the place too, like e-com brands, whether it's be like watches, um, even like I said, like the like bracelets, anything like beads and all that kind of stuff, all that kind of stuff. So once I did that, I think I signed like one client, like 1 month in. I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is starting to be real. My first client was 1,500. I was on a walk. I was doing 75 hard, my morning walk. I texted my friend, also like the CSM of the program, like, oh my gosh, JP, I just signed my first client, $1,500. Like that feeling was the most amazing feeling I ever felt. I don't think any kind of feeling feels that good. If I'm being completely honest, like name anything, like literally anything, like that was the most euphoric feeling. Like imagine all the way from seventh grade, envisioning myself becoming an agency owner to finally getting the invoice, and I was like 18, 19. Like that feeling was unheard of, honestly. Nothing amounts to that. But after I signed my first client, I went straight to Best Buy. Straight to Best Buy, got these Sony XM4 headphones, and I remember my mom and my dad, they walked into my room like, "Where'd you get those headphones?" I'm like, "Oh, I just bought it right now. Like I saw my first client." They're like, "Oh, that's awesome," that kind of stuff. But of course, they still want me to be in college and everything because 1,500 is, let's be real, like it's not a lot of money. Like it's cool, in the beginning, like a $1,500 client, but it's not like you have like an entrepreneur business able to drop out of college already. Um, After that, I signed two more clients, two more at 1,500, maybe like a few weeks after that, and then another one, like another one, and then I remember scaling to 10K a month in 3 months, like literally like in 90 days. I'm like, how did this happen so quick? Like I was in the same Facebook groups. It was like a Facebook prospecting method back then. I was just spamming people with cold DMs, with like the whole Facebook flywheel method. Some of the OGs might know what that is. But I was doing that process. I scaled to 10K with my ecom agency like in 90 days. You guys can check out that interview if you look up like Jimmy Degg 10K a month or something like that. Um, it was an interview with my past mentor. But at that point, it felt super, super real. I was like, whoa, this happened so fast, but it felt so real so fast. And I think part of the reason is because I just envisioned it for so long, and I knew I was gonna become an agency owner at 10K a month. Like ever since I was in seventh grade, I knew I was gonna scale an agency and be at 10K per month with an agency. Oh, just spilled wine. I promise I'm not drunk, guys. But yeah, I knew for a fact I was gonna scale an agency, and from that point on, like everything kind of changed when it comes to like the dynamic of college and everything. I remember taking my parents out to dinner. It was December of 2021. I did that whole interview with my mentor. They've seen it. They've watched the 10K per month interview. But I was still super super scared to tell them that I didn't want to pursue college because my parents are quite traditional. You guys can obviously see like in my Instagram, like I have that whole entire picture, that slideshow of my parents talking about college and everything like that. But yeah, it was pretty nerve wracking when it comes to telling them, even though I was making 10K a month with my agency, because of my parents. I of course I want their like approval and making sure that like they're good with everything that I'm doing. Um, so I took them out to dinner. Like my hometown is Los Angeles, so I took them out to a place called Il Cielo in Beverly Hills. I said, yeah, this is my treat. Business is doing well. I just want to, spoil you guys and also like thank you guys that for even like supporting me and helping me along this journey. Of course, they valued college more than an actual entrepreneurship business, but yeah, that's what I told them. And I remember I was in the car on our way to Il Cielo. I was blasting the song "Lemon Pepper Freestyle" by Drake and Rick Ross. That's like a very, very like I don't know about old money, but like baller song. And I remember blasting that so long, and my dad was like, "Yo, this is sick. Like, this is gonna be you." I'm like, "Bro, this is me." um, so yeah, I was doing that, and I remember like we walked to the restaurant. I was feeling like a G. I'm like, this is sick. I'm taking my parents out to dinner. I'm like 19 years old, making 10K a month. I'm a freaking G. Yeah, we were like eating our appetizers and everything. I remember we ordered dinner, and I was feeling the nervousness. I was like, okay, we had dinner. I'm probably gonna leave soon, so I should probably tell them I don't want to do college. Um, so I tell my mom, I'm like, hey mom, I want to tell you something. And I remember I'm like, my voice is like shaking almost. She's like, what? Like I can't hear you. Like imagine being that nervous to talk to your mom. Um, so I told her, I'm like, hey, business is doing well. Like I'm serving my clients. They're loving it. I've scaled to a certain point now. Like these are my clients. I'm showing them like the coaching program that I'm in with my phone and everything. And I was like, so I don't think college is for me. Um, I want to pursue my business full on, and I'd love to have your blessing on that. Even honestly, even just saying that, like it just takes me back. Like, oh my gosh, this is great. But I remember telling them that, and she's like, okay, as long as you know that this is sustainable and this is for you, then I support you. My dad was in the same boat too. Like honestly, I think my dad would support me the whole way. Like he honestly he knew college wasn't the main route that everyone has to go through. So he kind of knew everything, but he still had. I asked for his blessing too, and he gave it to me. But yeah, it was way faster than I thought. I'm like, why was I worried so much? Like, why was I scared so much? But nonetheless, I was super grateful that she actually like understood me. If I didn't scale to a certain point, if I wasn't at 10K per month, if I didn't break it down to her, and I wasn't so passionate, and I like my heart wasn't in it, that I know the business game is for me. Like if none of those things were in line, I know for a fact she would have been like, you had to pursue college. But like having those things in line and having those things a little bit more tangible and a little bit more real, made the process a lot better and a lot easier to get her blessing. So before I went to Il Cielo with them, I bought some gifts. Like I think I got like a Gucci wallet. My dad loves sunglasses, so I got him like Ray-Ban sunglasses. So right when they agreed and they gave me their blessing, I went to the car and I said thank you, love you guys. I'll be back super quick. So I go to the car. I get the presents and everything, the Gucci bag, the Saks Fifth Avenue bag where my dad's sunglasses are, and I give it to them. I said, "Thank you. This for you guys. Thank you for like giving me everything and just helping me along my journey." Bro, this felt like unreal when I was doing it, of course, because like wow, like my business is finally real now. Like this is amazing. Like I'm 19 years old. I'm finally living the life that I want, and it's only gonna get better. Um, but yeah, so I gave to them. My dad, my dad, like he's kind of, like he's pretty like tapped into his emotional side. So like every time I see his good mood, it just like cheers my heart up so much. So like he was very appreciative and everything. Um, I'll probably pop up a picture somewhere here when it comes to like their present and everything. I posted it on my Instagram. But yeah, like that feeling in itself just made my business just like so real. I was able to scale so much because I know I got their blessing. I didn't have to hide the fact that I was making 10K per month and I was scaling my business inside my room instead of college. So that's when everything changed. Like my office was my bedroom, and if I'm hiding my business, like it just felt super weird. Um, so yeah, fast forward a few months, I was scaling. I think I hit like 15K with JTG Media, which is my consulting or my coaching, sorry, my ecom agency, and I remember I was like, let me share exactly like what I do to other agency owners. Like, let me make a coaching business off of this. Like, I didn't really want to do ecom anymore. I didn't really like the niche all that much, but I love the aspect of like building and scaling the agency. So I was like, let me just make a consulting offer off of that. So I did that, and it was called Nomad Consulting. I did that with my, I kind of mocked up the offer with like the CSM and a good friend of mine in the program. So he helped me with everything. I still have a screenshot of it too. Like, that's when everything changed. Like, that's when the start of Nomad Consulting really was. I think it was probably like mid 2022, something like that. Um, with that offer, like, it honestly took me a while to hit 10K. Like, I don't like it. It took me like a more than 6 months to hit 10K. I know that sounds like fast and whatever, but like it took me 3 months to hit 10K before. So I was like, what is going on? Like, I see everybody scaling past me. So you kind of get like into your own head. So yeah, it took me a while to hit 10K, and I remember like I was on a trip in Japan. I was in Kyoto, yeah, Kyoto, Japan, or somewhere like Osaka, something like that. And I get a text from my friend. His name is Barney, and he tells me like I'm literally like in a bus in Japan. He tells me, "Are you gonna come to the Greece trip with us?" I was like, I don't know, like it's kind of expensive. Like I was under 10K a month at the time. Like I was still making money online, like maybe like 5K, 6K, 8K, maybe something like that. And the trip was like more than half of my monthly income. So I was like, I don't know. And Barney did some good convincing. He was like, hey, bro, I know for a fact like it will help you out. There's gonna be like a business mastermind and everything. So honestly, I just bit the bullet. I'm like, there's gonna be some of my friends are gonna be there. There's gonna be some high level entrepreneurs, and I'll probably learn something too. When I went to that Greece trip, like that was probably like one of my most favorite trips I've ever been to. But most importantly, like that's when everything changed. I was surrounded by like so many great people, and I just learned a lot. And I was able to just work so hard on my business that I cracked like a crazy code on how to actually scale into my consulting. So it took me like, I don't know, almost a year to get to 10K with it. And from 10K to 40K, it took me like 3 months. Like I seriously cracked the code. I was like, why is nobody actually doing this? And like not only was nobody actually doing this, but no one was actually doing it for agency owners. So when it comes to like selling my offer, I created my offer entirely when it comes to just doing what I did to scale for agency owners. And that alone just skyrocketed my conviction when it comes to my offer. Like I didn't suffer any like bad sales skills or any like weird closing rates because I knew that it would work. And I remember my first clients, or my first like batch of clients, it was Lucas and it was Joel. Now they're making like over 6 figures a year, um, doing just my ad funnel. So that was like conviction in itself, and I was charging pretty low. I think I was charging like a grand. Now my offer is like 5K. So like my conviction just skyrocketed when it comes to like what I actually do to scale myself and scale my clients. If you guys don't know what I do, just like go to the other videos. I think I have one titled like the 3 ad funnels I have running. Yeah, that's basically like what I do. It's just ads. We don't do any cold outreach or anything like that. But again, like that's when everything changed. I went from 0 to 10K in a year with Nomad Consulting, and 10K to 40K in 3 months. Like I seriously just, it felt unreal. I cracked the code. Um, from that point on, I'm just like consistently scaling at 40K per month. Right now, I'm aiming for around like I want to make 1 million this year. I think I can 100% do that, especially with the help of YouTube, all that kind of stuff. But that's kind of my story on exactly like how I went from like brokey, like zero per month, um, at the age of like 18 to 19 to now where I'm 21 at 40K per month, aiming for like a million a month, which kind of equates to I want to do like 100K per month at least. 1 million a year is 80K, but like I gotta do 100K. Like that's like the base standard for me. Um, and I think the best way and the only way to do that is obviously just more eyeballs, um, more warmth when it comes to the eyeballs that you're getting. So like actually converting these leads, and then just increasing volume when it comes to the sales calls you take, increase the show up rate, bettering your offer, and making yourself a little bit more aesthetic when it comes to like the program structuring. Also, like showcasing yourself and your brand. That's one thing I've learned when it comes to scaling, and I've always known this when it comes, even when I was at zero. I always knew that like people buy from the coach and not the actual coaching. Of course, people want good results in actual coaching, but like people want to know who you are. I post lifestyle stuff pretty often. Um, but yeah, like that's something that honestly like, a lot of coaches don't realize. They work based off of like a logo. They think like their logo will be enough, but honestly, people want to work with people. Um, yeah, just some thoughts behind that. But I do hope you guys like this video. It was kind of like a little sit down talk on kind of like who I am, how I've scaled from like legit 0 to 40K per month, and how like my journey all started. Um, I'm kind of interested in like doing more of these like types of videos. I do a lot of videos when it comes to like my whiteboard and talking all like you gotta do this XYZ, and of course you gotta do it because like that's basically the only way to scale nowadays. But I don't know, like this is kind of like tranquil. It's pretty nice. So let me know in the comments if you guys do want to do, more. If I should do more videos like this. Follow me on Instagram. I think you kind of really know my personality. Alongside YouTube, when it comes to my Instagram, I post a lot of stuff about life, the ad funnels I have running, lots of opportunities for you guys when it comes to joining the program. But yeah, other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video, and peace for now.